Said all my people do is eat chicken and watermelon, speak broken English and drug selling. Where did I get that from? Not a YouTuber, just like making videos. We're gonna go into the concept of chicken and watermelon. You know, these you know, it's kind of like you know, that David Chappelle joke, black people are, you know, you feel like he was predisposed or conditioned to like chicken, you know. And we're going to talk about watermelon. Now, and it's funny, you know, it's funny. Now, let's go into the concept of fried chicken, you know what I mean? That was I think that's a recipe that comes from the Dutch, you know. The Europeans in general were you know, they were the first to fry food or fried food on that nature. But I think as black people, slaves, that, you know what I'm saying, added that extra spice, added that zest, made fried chicken taste good, you know. Because the Europeans are known to have, you know what I mean, awful tasting food. You know, that's why, you know, Christopher Columbus got on that boat, you know, to sail to India just to find spices to make their food taste good. And I want to know, there's no data proving that black people have an affinity for fried chicken more than white people. You know, it's kind of like, you know, some barbecue ribs. They say black people like to eat barbecue. Well, you know what I mean? That's America. If you ever watched that show Pitmasters, I'm like, who's mainly cooking that pig, you know, or whatever? White people, you know. I'm like, you know, these are American dishes. And it kind of, you know, I sort of question that concept of soul food. I know what soul food is, but it's, you know, there's a blurry line between soul food and just American food. Because if you go to the Golden Corral, you go to places like Old Country Buffet, you know, and they have fried chicken, you know, right there on the menu. Now, and it's funny how people are somehow getting fried chicken, and somehow this coincides with degenerate black culture. You know what I mean? If you eat fried chicken, your IQ is going to get lower. Or black people have such an affinity for fried chicken, you can use it as a distraction. There's a joke, you know what I mean? How do you stop 5 black guys from raping a white woman? You toss them a bucket of, you toss them a basketball. How do you get 5 black guys to stop playing basketball? You toss them a bucket of fried chicken. So it's like black people will stop in their tracks, you know, over, you know, fried chicken, and so forth. And it's not about, you know, fried chicken, you know, but it's more so how it's cooked. Now you take a KFC. I'm pretty sure white people eat at Kentucky Fried Chicken more than blacks. Here in my state, in Kokomo, Indiana, are known to be a very racist city. You know, I was there one time. I was just passing through. I stopped at the Speedway, you know what I'm saying, a gas station. I used the gas station bathroom, and I looked and I seen all this swastika white power written all on the wall. Now you can say, well, that's typical for a public restroom, but knowing where I was at, you know, Kokomo, Indiana, you know, I mean KKK, Indiana, you know, I wanted to get the hell out of Dodge. But I just want to say that they have a all-you-can-eat Kentucky Fried Chicken there. Now, when we're dealing with the hood and black folks, I guarantee you, if you put a Burger King and a Kentucky Fried Chicken side by side, I guarantee you Burger King get more business. You know, one of the main reasons why blacks like Popeyes is that they're good. It's not just fried chicken, it's good. Now, You know what I mean? I try to stay away from, fried foods altogether. I don't want to release all those free radicals in my body. But if I do eat, I do prefer Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? Their spices, their batter game is in check. And, and usually just black people just eating chicken, fried chicken and watermelon. That's just it's just something racist white people, has superimposed on us. And it's completely ridiculous that a black man, a Queasy, I'm not even going to call him the brother of logic and common sense, sort of use this, as a means to insult black people. You know what I mean? It's like he's agreeing that, racist white people are right. And that's really sad. And as I said, is there any data where you can link that this degenerate black street culture or the problems in the black community is somewhat, linked with fried chicken? Now, I understand that, health-wise, I understand that, because actually more black people die of heart disease than gunshot wounds. But, but America altogether has a poor diet. There's a place called Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas, if you ever heard of it. It's a hamburger joint that specializes in just making the fattest hamburgers. The names of their hamburgers is something like a triple bypass, and people have died eating at the Heart Attack Grill. Now, I understand that a lot of people were already obese, but still, and people will continue to eat at this place, and they'll admit that their food is fattening. Matter of fact, their waitresses dress up like nurses. The guy who owns the place was a real doctor in real life, and he walks around with his doctor gear on, and so forth. So America has a eating problem, and the funny thing is, I think about the old days, how they talk about the 1930s and the 1940s, and how the black family was together, and before black people just started running amok and gang banging and drug dealing. Were we eating fried chicken then? Yeah, I'm pretty sure black people was eating fried chicken and hog bog and watermelon and so forth. And some people call it soul food, some people call it slave food, especially when you go into the hog maw and pigtails. So therefore, what a Queasy did was null and void, because when black people had our shit together, Black Wall Street and so forth, we was for the most part eating fried chicken. And now I want to go into watermelon, and I cannot figure out how is this a bad thing. Is eating watermelon linked to low intelligence? So forth. I'm like, watermelon is cheap. I'm like, it keeps you hydrated. You know what I mean? Because it has a lot of. I'm like, it's like half fruit, half water. And if you're in the hot climate, particularly in the South, it's nutritious. So, and I've never known, the street dudes or whatever, the people that they talk about, the black dudes, the Negroes, the savages, just to walk around on the street corners selling drugs and eating watermelon. I just never known that to happen. Or really eating fried chicken, because in the hood, as they say, I see a lot of the steak and lemonade places. The places ran by Arabs that sell fried catfish and gyros, hamburgers, and also dried foods. Because a lot of those places, they want to accept EBT, food stamps. And the only way a place can accept EBT is they also have to sell dry goods as along with fried foods. You go in there, that's why you see boxes of sugar and cereals and breads, other miscellaneous type foods. So that's interesting. And black people like watermelon. So what? Polynesian people like pineapples. People in the Asian world like mangoes. You know, that's pointless. And it bears no relevance to the things. You know, like everybody has their things. Like, what do white people like? Oranges or whatever. I'm like, we all like fruit. You know, so it's silly. And America altogether, you know, have a poor diet generally. But that's all I want to say for this. Thanks for watching, and Sally forth.